Hi friends, I just wanted to give a really impromptu video to kind of keep the series going about Pride this week. And as you can see, there is snow outside. Actually enough snow to where I'm a little stuck here. I got stuck here yesterday, probably today. I am hoping to be home tomorrow. We'll see how things go. I am going with the flow and trying to take my own advice, which is going with the humility of like, I'm kind of stuck here. I'm kind of reliant on others' hospitality, which is not a big deal. This is my family. But still, we're in a small space and we're all trying to do our life as we're inside. So it's very interesting. But I do hope to be back, in my own space tomorrow, the next day, whatever. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to hop on. Yes, that is snow. I'm visiting family out west, and they had a freakish cold snap with tons of snow. So I'm here until I can get out. But anyway, it's all good. It's actually a very good slowdown for this topic around pride. And I've been talking a lot this week about, well, what is the antidote to this? And I would say in all the 20 plus years, I have been doing my own personal growth work. Humility has been obviously one of the hardest things to do, and the most effective is recognizing I do have food needs that are way more than what my mind says is culturally acceptable to have the body that I might have wanted to have. I am so grateful for the gifts of humility that taught me that, actually, I don't like to work out as much as I used to say I did. That was just a defensive strategy for feeling like it's something that I could do and be really hardcore at, and therefore not be vulnerable and therefore not be hurt. So I was really vulnerable, I'm being very vulnerable about the humility that takes to say that, and to say all the things like, wow, that I used to take a lot of pride in and how much I could restrict, and it could make me feel better than. And again, like we talked about Monday, that's always the wide swing away from feeling really bad about yourself, feeling really self-rejecting, feeling not good enough. And so it takes a lot of humility to say, yeah, I've thought all those things. I've maybe even said it a couple times. And there is a deep, deep sense of peace when you can say, all my striving and achieving and trying to be better in whatever kind of way we do it, there's so much peace in not having to compete against yourself, your past self, or anybody else. And so that doesn't mean that you don't care about your nutrition, you don't care about your health. It just means that you stop striving and fighting for wanting something that probably can't give you what you truly want, which is belonging. And whom we want to belong with isn't going to be found in pride. There's not much connection there. There's a little faux sense of that, but it's all good. It's not a big deal. So I want you all to think today, where are some places that a little humility would bring you a lot of relief? And it could just be an idea. It could be in allowing yourself to, maybe I'm wrong about something around food or weight, or maybe in I'm just going to give an example. I see a lot of people who really struggle with rigidity around food in terms of what's healthy, what's not healthy. Even those of you who might make food choices from an ethical standard, there's a lot of humility there for you of allowing it to be okay for other people to do what they do too, in terms of what their preferences are, and maybe that's okay too. You're just doing your thing. So I would love to hear if anybody has the courage to talk about where they've had some pride and how even just a molecule of allowing themselves to be humbled around that has made a giant difference. I know for me, I'll just share, I remember maybe the second or third day that I was in treatment way long ago. And, everybody knew my beeswax, basically. There was a level of wow, this is really scary, but there's also some relief in everybody knowing that I'm not perfect. It's so freeing. And of not knowing, like, there is no way out of here except through. And there's some humility in that. It's like saying, I am totally not got it together enough to do what other people are suggesting to me, and not thinking that I know how to do all this by myself. Because we don't. I don't know anybody who hasn't. I don't know anybody who's recovered by themselves. Even people who say they have, I'm like, I bet you had some kind of supportive person who just, they might let you do it your way, but they also were a place to lean back on. So in that way, we do have to have some humility that we just can't do all this by ourselves as well. So I hope this video strengthens you, encourages you, makes you think a little bit where maybe you're carrying a heavy burden of pride, and now humility about those beliefs, those ideas, might start to soften what's possible for you in terms of healing. So I want to read a little comment real quick that somebody wrote here. This is something I relate to as well. Like, I definitely had pride about not needing to eat like others. It made me feel good, and I didn't need it to, I felt good. I didn't need it to need it like others did. I finally felt strong. I'm glad I shed those feelings. Me too. Thank you for sharing that. Is that, like, it's so actually empowering to not so much lower yourself, but that part in your brain that says, like, I don't need to eat as much as others do. You know, being body, like, liking my body for the size it is, that's really great for everybody else, but not for me. You know, right there's some pride of, like, body, like, neutrality or fat positivity. You know, it's great for everybody else. I love it. I'm all for it. But in terms of my body having to be the non-cultural ideal, can't go there. There's some pride in that. And I know underneath the pride, I know there's pain and there's shame, but the pride is over top of it. And what you're going to see with the pride is, like, the workaholism and the not planning ahead your meals and skimping corners. You're going to see all those things. And then oftentimes binging comes after those behaviors as well. And then we go back on a diet to prove that we're strong again. And you see how it loops. So it's very important to be able to recognize that really the root of this thing here is feeling like I don't need as much as I need. And we don't get to decide that. Our bodies are in charge of how many calories we need a day, how much rest we need, how much movement feels right in any given day, or what we're capable of. So anyway, I know these are hard topics to talk about, but I see it be a stumbling block for a lot of people. So I thought it was really, really important to share. So thank you all so much for watching live. If you're watching the replay, just hopping on, just now leaving comments, I do have to hop off. But if you tag me, I will definitely respond. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you on Friday. Bye for now.